All right, so I learned of this on Talk Heathen today, and then watching Cult of Dusty he was doing a live stream, and I think he's still in the midst of doing it. But a flat earther, Mad Mike Hughes, he died today. He created a homemade steam powered rocket to shoot himself. I think he was hoping to go, I guess, I don't know, like 10 miles up or 11 miles up. And he was part of him wanted to prove that the earth was flat. He wanted to prove that that it's not round. But also he said, we want to prove one way or the other if it's flat or not. They asked him what he thought it was. And he said he thinks it's like a frisbee shape with the edges curled up. And he talked about some dude that went up like in the 1930s and they thought he was lost in space. But he came back down a day later and he was like, yeah, it looked flat with the edges turned up. And I'm like, okay, that's bullshit bias right there. Let's see. So when he goes up, you see the guy, you see the spectator, the rocket goes off, it goes up, parachute comes out the rocket immediately. Now this was a test. He goes up in the rocket, the parachute comes out the rocket like half a second after takeoff. It goes way up, and then you see the rocket coming down, complete nosedive, probably some 200 yards away, slams right down, nose cone into the planet, and he died, and with that impact. So, and he's trying to prove the Earth is flat, and let me just throw this into the waters of what the fuckness. Not only was this dumb, but it was also needless. So this was needlessly stupid, considering the fact that there are general airplanes he could get on that go up there, and you could see the curvature of the Earth. They are expensive, but you can get on rockets that go up, hit 0G before coming back down. There has been numerous space flights, spacewalks into space. That's part of the problem. There's so many tests that's been done even before the 1900s trying to prove the Earth was flat. What does the Earth look like? And then what does the Earth look like from this scope, this scale? And that's the problem. People won't learn. They won't learn. He could have made his own weather balloon. You could buy those, put a camera on it, send it way up, and then it'll come back down. There you go. There's your proof. You can even do it in a live stream today. Put your phone on it if you want. Do a live stream. Hey, we're going to see what everything looks like. But nobody's done that. Nobody's done that. Do a live stream. Put your phone on it, and live stream it. It makes sense. Just do it. I can't. I ain't got the kind of money. And the balloon would just get caught up on all kinds of trees and power lines here. So that would just fuck up the whole neighborhood. But there is no takeaway other than, first and foremost, all right, because a flat earther clearly isn't a damn scientist. Because a scientist would know you do not conduct a test in a rocket or of a rocket being in it without knowing exactly what can and will go wrong, without correcting any and everything first.
Nope.
He didn't do any of that shit. I built it. What?
You can use like fake moving knowledge. Anybody who experiments on themselves, it always goes wrong. It always goes wrong.
Always. Art imitates life. But the problem is now you have life imitating art. And that's sad. Because while art imitates life, the art leaves out a lot of key details that life needs. So shit, that's why you can't imitate art. Because art don't give you the details that you damn need. I mean, and here's what's real pathetic. This is pathetic. This lets you know when people are mentally disturbed. That's my judgment. This is what you call delusional. This guy died. Now he's either going to be a martyr or he's going to be that warning like, oh shit, maybe the earth is round.
How can he be a martyr?
People are fucking stupid. That's how.
I mean,
Okay.
when folks in black suits showed up and like hacked him to death because he was on the flat earth theory, okay, that would be martyrdom, but he just
If you want to know, Sidra's on. She's on the phone and she's on the road on the way home. He's a martyr. He'll be a martyr to some because they'll be like, this guy tried to go and see if the earth was flat or if it was round. All right. And he died for his efforts. And they'll be like, that's conviction. That guy knew exactly. So we just got to do what he was doing, but we have to make sure that nothing can go wrong. And they're going to like be very vigorous about it. They're going to have all their shit ready. I mean, they're just like, endorphins maxed out, inhibition low, and they got to do it. That's what they're going to do. That's why he would be martyred. And then you've got those. Now, this is another argument that I know this is going to happen. They're going to be like, look, he couldn't get all the way up there because God didn't want him to. God was trying to say, you ain't got to go there. You ain't supposed to go there. Where at the same time, here's the counter argument. You claim the earth is flat because you say God made the earth flat. Why would God not want you to go up there and prove it? Go up there and prove it and be like, hey, y'all, all you atheists, all you globalists, all you globe heads or whatnot, the earth is flat. We've proved it. God wanted us to prove it. He let us prove it. Because see, if he did go up there and he did take his own pictures and the earth was exactly what he said, then they'd be like, see, God wanted him to go up there. So you can't win with religious bias. That's the other thing. It's going to be a circle jerk of stupid, and it's not going to change. All right, and then you have those religious people saying, "Look, the earth is flat. You have to go with, you have to go by faith, and just know that, you weren't supposed to go up there. There's a firmament. You hit the firmament, which is a glass dome over the earth, and you bounced off of that, and you fell down, and that's why you died." And that's going to be an argument too. And with that argument, it's going to be like, how you know he hit the firmament? Because he was in a rocket. Rockets go up. If there was no firmament, he would have kept going up. And then somebody would say, okay, what about all the space shuttles that went up? They went into space. What about the satellites that are the two satellites that are now out of the Kuiper belt of us and into interstellar space? What about them? They're past the firmament, and they'll be like, no, that's fake. That's a lie. That's why religious people, you can't fucking argue with them because they don't want to listen, while all the time they tell you that you don't want to listen. So that's a bullshit argument to even have with them. You can't win. And there's no need to even try to win. You just live your damn life and just don't listen to their shit. Because even they know if there's grand truth, it would be proven beyond the shadow of a doubt without having to go, I believe. And that's why they hate science, because they have a belief, and the science is, I am going to prove that belief is true or not. And like, whoa, you ain't got to go there. Just sit here and believe. It's all good. You ain't got to expose the business, So this guy dies, and nobody's going to gain anything. Nobody. I don't know how, he built the money, not money, but he built the rocket. I don't know where he got the money. It's a lot. Even Dexter Smith was like, I don't know where he got the money from. He's got way more money than I do. Dusty gives all his money to the animals. So that's what happened there. This guy is going to be a martyr. He's going to be a warning. He's going to be an example. And at the end of it all, it will be earth is flat. He proved it because he hit the firmament. Earth is flat because God didn't want him going up there to see it. He just wants him to believe it and have faith. And since he went up there without the faith, then that's why he failed. Is you will not be able to get through. Just won't. Right now I just see religious people as a walking syntax error. Yeah, so that's what happens with that, and that's what I think will happen. And I'm not even going on speculation. I'm going on what's happened in the past, recent, modern, decent. Not distant. It's hard to think. I'm watching Transformers Prime. I'm watching from back here and reading because it's on closed caption. Walking at the zombie hand running after them and stuff right before they get Starscream's hand and shoot her with the missile. Yes. Yep, Zombie Con. So, so what do you think about all that? What do you think?
I think you're right. Although the idea of him being martyred by inadvertently killing himself, trying to prove something that's already been proven, doesn't make sense. But the whole movement doesn't make sense. So I guess when it's not making sense, it'll make sense.
And that makes sense. So I guess what you want to talk about is you think you want to talk about it here, or should I just end it right here?
Sure, we can talk about it here because it's odd or interesting. That's your topic for Flat Earth. Because what I want to talk about that I learned is called earthing.
Earthing?
Earthing. The word earth with ing on it.
Ing, earthing. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds sexual.
How does that sound sexual?
I like sex.
And so, no, it doesn't sound sexual. You just like sex.
I'm just saying. Yeah, go ahead. Earthing.
So earthing is having contact with the earth with your hands or feet, bare hands or feet. And the idea, which I guess has been around for a while, I just never stumbled onto it, is that by being in contact, let me just start getting away. By not having direct contact with the earth, our bodies become ungrounded. And when our bodies become ungrounded, we are more prone to fatigue, low energy, and more prone to disease due to inflammation. Whereas if you are in contact with the earth, with your hands or feet, it alleviates those conditions. And because there are people who are in situations where they can't get contact with the earth with their hands or feet, there are products out there that you can buy, expensive products of course, that can ground you.
And that's it?
Mm-hmm.
So, what the fuck? Look, all right, this is a joke that you started called The First Shoe. And the reason there's shoes is because people was like, the fucking ground hurts. I have blisters. I stub my toe on rocks. I step on rocks. There are broken twigs and stuff that will stab me and give me infections, and then we die. Today, now see, that was like fucking, I don't know, 6,000, 7,000 years ago for all I know. But you know what? Today, you got rocks, twigs, glass, needles. I mean, you want to walk out there on the grass? You want to go ahead and do that? Get some red bugs on you, biting you? You want to get some chiggers that get up in your goddamn skin and spin or whatever the fuck they do? You want to step on a nest of spiders or fire ants? You want to do all that shit? You know, you want to feel grounded, you know, to a vast array of tiny little poisons that'll fuck you up over a short amount of time. You want to go ahead and do that? Have fun, buddy. But that's what you're going to do.
That is a reaction to have. Or you could be like, you could not try it and then just put all your hopes in the medical profession.
I mean, I would think that if I got an illness, I would go to the doctor, but the problem... Wait, go ahead.
I'm not meaning like you get sick and you just go stand on the dirt. No.
I know it's preventative care. Like, if you're one with nature, then you'll heal better and faster. Yeah, these naturalists that was out there a long time ago, they were doing the same shit. Convene with nature. You walk around barefoot and you be amongst the trees. You go to a forest near you and just walk around barefoot and just feel the trees. I remember the motherfuckers. I remember them. And I'm sitting here like, man, it's funny how you go into these extreme moss-covered, you know, jungles and shit, wherever the fuck you are, and the trees are so spaced out and you ain't got to worry about everything fucking with you, you know, and having that little bit of fun. No, you ain't thinking about the forests of North Carolina or Georgia or South Carolina. You ain't thinking about that shit.
I didn't tell you to go out and get lost in the damn forest.
I'm talking about the naturists and naturalists. Man, they was like in the fucking late 80s, early 90s that I remember first seeing them on those late night infomercials and shit. You know, and these earthing people seem to be doing the same shit.
But I find it interesting because, you know, humans have been around for a long time. Why wasn't, you know, humans back in the day riddled with chronic diseases?
How you know they
like
won't?
Back in the day, you got sick, you died. You didn't like linger with the ailment.
Wait a minute. How do you know that they didn't?
Could be.
Yeah. I mean, Arthropithecus and all of them, you know, and look, for those listening, nobody fucks like Arthropithecus, all right? That's just it. And Artie fucking, you gonna be messed up for life, all right? But yeah, though you can't really. How can I say this? These people, they probably walked around and they just chilled because they were, you know, built for it. They were built for it. And over time, you know, things change. And when they change, you got to start making compensations. And there you go, your shoes. And I mean, they don't understand, people are sick more today because of government deregulations. And screw the deregulations, just grown ass adults, people that know better, people who should know better, like, you know, people that are in charge of food and things like that, that are not taking the proper measures to make sure that the stuff don't get contaminated, to make sure they don't put in, you know, bad artificial sweeteners, that don't overuse sugar. You know, people, you know, it's like, well, look, you know, you have peanut butter or jelly, you're going to have, you know, you're going to eat some spider parts or something because they get in there. Then why don't you go through the measures to make sure that they fucking don't? It's like, well, that'll cost extra money to do it. I don't give a fuck about the money, man. You don't want to eat bugs. You know, and a lot of these people that are in charge of making food and you know, self-deregulating, you know, they're the ones that won't even eat their own damn food because they know what's in it.
But, you know, it's a possibility that bugs might be healthier than some of the things we eat.
Yeah, there's a lot of protein in it.
I'm not going to grab bugs and things.
Yeah. You know, we have a serious social connotation about bugs, where in some areas, like, you know, some places in Europe and Africa, the Middle East, South America, you know, even places in Canada where they're like, look, you got to have a cricket. or a grasshopper, a big one, and there's a way to cook it. It's like that in the United States. Little tiny places in the United States where people do that. You know, so yeah, man.
I'm pulling
So
up to the house. So
yeah, I see you out. I see you out there. What, you want to continue it in here?
So no, I'm gonna end it with this.
Yeah, we let's end it then. Let's end it because it's been 20 minutes.
Okay, let me finish.
Finish then.
So,
Shit.
If for whatever reason, whether you're planting, trying to start a garden, doing some sort of experiment, if you ever take your bare hand, and run it through dirt just dug up, it's a feeling that is hard to replicate. Because it's
feels
dirt,
good. That feels good.
but it's cool and it's relaxing, and there just might be something to it.
There might be. There just might be. And with that, it's been Cedric Kennedy and Sidra Owens for Comparative Reasoning. Please comment, like, share, and all that stuff. And check out tinyurl.com, CR Convo, and CR Banking. So thank you for listening.